Welcome back. You are taking a live look at the uptown Charlotte skyline. Check out that sunrise just peeking through the skyscrapers. Gorgeous over Bank of America Stadium. Panthers kicking off against the Bucks. You love that sound. Love to hear it. 1 p.m. today. All right, 44 days until Election Day, and President Trump now saying with the passing of Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, he plans to nominate a woman next week to take her seat. The president making the announcement at a rally here in North Carolina last night, but of course naming a nominee to fill her iconic shoes and actually getting it passed are very different things. Here to help us sort it all out, NBC's Chuck Todd, moderator of Meet the Press. Chuck, thank you so much for joining us. You know, as if the year couldn't get any messier, right, going into a pandemic election. Now we're talking about a Senate confirmation fight. Do you realistically see Justice Ginsburg's seat being filled before November 3rd? I mean, we're talking less than 44 days. That would be unusually fast, right?
It would be, but ironically, the last time a person was confirmed in less than 46 days, or 44 days to the election, in less than 44 days, it was Ruth Bader Ginsburg. It took 42 days from her naming to confirmation. So it would still be highly unusual. Only 3 of the last 15 successful Supreme Court nominees have been confirmed in less than 45 days. So it is likely that this is, and frankly, I think politically, Republicans who are desperate to change the subject of this election, right? The pandemic really has been front and center. The president's been constantly looking for a way to change it. Now they hope it's this court fight that can galvanize the election, and they hope becomes the center of the debate. So they want a confirmation hearing in October so that there's all of the dust up, a la what we saw with Kavanaugh in 2018. But they don't have the votes to confirm anybody before the election. And I think Mitch McConnell knows that. He actually needs to wait till after the election. But in every conversation I've had with even folks inside the White House and on both sides of the aisle, whoever wins it is going to be very hard for the president's nominee to be confirmed if he loses the presidential election, even if Republicans somehow hold the Senate. And ultimately, I think that's what we're staring at.
Yeah, you know, you have that pretty narrow balance of power already in the Senate. What about McConnell's, no election year confirmation stance from 2016, the change of that? What do you make of that?
Right. Well, I think this is what makes it really hard for Senate Republicans to take advantage of this moment, right? You brought up Tom Tillis. He's one of just nearly a dozen Senate Republicans that are struggling in their reelection campaigns. And while on one hand, Republicans believe, boy, a judge fight can rally your base and fire up Republicans, the hypocrisy angle really does turn off suburban swing voters. And so I think this is a double-edged sword. I think I would be careful assuming the conventional wisdom that all court fights help the right. In this one, when you see that in 28 hours, Democrats collectively raised $98 million after her death to various groups, there's a lot of people fired up on the left on this one as well. This could be one of those times where the conventional wisdom gets flipped on judges.
Yeah. You know, Chuck, so much going on right now. We just surpassed that 200,000 grim benchmark of pandemic deaths. We know you're going to be talking about that all this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. And of course, Meet the Press coming up at 10 a.m. Chuck's going to have an exclusive interview with former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, as well as Secretary of Health and Human Services Alex Azar. He'll also have more on the life and legacy of Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Stay with us, more after the break.